What's the biggest issue for most Turkish people in this election? The state of the economy. But whoever wins will also inherit a brand new presidential system of government. It was approved in a controversial referendum last year, and it's a system Recep Tayyip Erdogan seems to have designed with one man in mind: himself. The office of Prime Minister will be abolished and executive power transferred to the President. He or she will appoint directly ministers, many judges and bureaucrats, and one or more vice presidents. The national budget, previously drafted by Parliament, will now be drafted by the President. Now, Parliament could dismiss the President if there's a 2/3 majority. The government says this will be a better system.
The President is elected by the people. He's directly responsible to the ballot box. If this is not a weakening of democracy, this is an increase of democracy, because the President is directly elected by the people.
Just like other presidential systems, they say, in the West. But does that really stack up? In the United States, the separation of powers is clearly established: executive, legislative, and judicial. If Congress rejects a budget, the federal government shuts down until compromise is found. The President nominates judges and cabinet members, but Congress has to approve them. In France, a Prime Minister is still head of government, sometimes from a different party than the President. The French President appoints 3 out of 9 judges to the country's top court. In Turkey, it will be 12 out of 15. There's also a broader point. You can't assess a constitution without looking at the politics that surround it. And the opposition worries about one-man rule.
Unfortunately, for now, he has a lot of power. But if he is going to be elected again, it will be worse for the country.
I've been following Erdogan's career for a long time. I was living in Turkey when he was imprisoned for reciting a nationalist poem at a political rally. A few years later, he was Prime Minister, telling me about his political views.
Turkey's been developing fast in the last few years. Now we're hoping to raise its standards to the level of other countries by making it more secular and more democratic, a place where the rule of law prevails.
But is he now picking and choosing what that means in practice? The President argues Turkey needs a strong leader to deal with the many threats it faces. But the opposition worries that checks and balances could begin to fade.